So about 10 years ago, when I was just starting out bass fishing, man, I didn't have any sponsors. I had nothing, man, and I was trying to make a way. I had just wanted to live in a dream. That come to an end, and you know, the hustle begins, man, and the rat race in the fishing world, trying to gain sponsorship, trying to get support. Who can help me out? You know, you start thinking about all these different companies. There's so many companies out there, right? And I was probably one of the most fortunate anglers, man. And the reason I say that because I was able to connect with a company not only that I believed in a product, but it was one of the first lures that I was ever handed to and ever caught a bass on when I started bass fishing in general. And that was an original Bill Lewis rattle trap. So fast forward to 2014, you know, I got introduced to Wes Higgins over there, the president of Bill Lewis at the time, and we kind of just struck it off, man, and struck off this relationship. And literally, they have been my title sponsor ever since then, man. We've had a great relationship, and I'm super thankful, man. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, man, to be honest with you. They really afforded me opportunities that I would have never got. You know, there was emails that never got returned from countless companies, this is very typical for professional anglers. You know, in the beginning, no one wants to talk to you. You know, they just kind of brush you off, and I get it. You know, who are you? You know, but Bill Lewis was that company, man. That one company that was like, you know what, we believe in you. We're gonna take a risk. We're gonna step out on a limb, and we're gonna support you. And for that reason, man, I always will have the utmost respect and love for the folks over there, man, because they've really went above and beyond. But that's just a little backstory. That's not why we even here talking to you today. The reason I'm here, it just kind of dawned on me, I haven't introduced to my YouTube audience really my 3 signature baits that I have with Bill Lewis. Like I said, I've been working with them since 2014, and again, through that great working relationship, they've really allowed me to put some of my input into baits and create 3 of my own personal baits, man. And that's very exciting to walk into any, you know, Bass Pro Shop or something like that, and you see your bait with your name hanging up on the pegs. And not to mention that, they actually flat out catch fish. And I don't know, it's a feeling that can't be replaced. So that brings me into why I'm here with you guys today. I want to take a quick moment and walk you guys through the 3 different baits that I designed, and kind of why I designed them and when and where to use them. You guys may not know that, and this is something that I'm super proud of. And I really sitting here thinking, I'm like, I can't believe I've never taken the time out to show you guys this. So here we are, man. Let's talk about the 3 baits that I've designed, and I'll talk to you guys about them in chronological order. But first, I'll just introduce all 3 of them. So the first bait that Bill Lewis allowed me to design, and I worked in tandem with them. We kind of put our brains together, and we developed this bad boy right here. This is the MR6 mid-range 6-foot diver. This bait, if you have not used this bait, you are missing out big time. I have put so many bass in the boat, in tournaments, out of tournaments, fun fishing, tournament fishing, in the Bassmasters Classic, Red Crest, it doesn't matter how big the stage, I have put them in the boat with this bait right here. And a lot of you watching have also caught them on this bait right here. I know it. The MR6. This was a bait that we really needed because we had the rattle trap, which has been around forever. That's what Bill Lewis has always been known for. Then they developed the Echo 1.75, which is a very good niche crankbait, square bill style. But there's just so much that we still needed to put together, and that's why I came with the idea we really need a solid mid-range, because, you know, a lot of companies have like your Spro Little John, Rapala has the DT6, and the list goes on, and we're just missing that gap, and I'm always having to reach for another brand bait whenever I'm wanting to attack that depth range. And so we fixed all of that, and we came out with this bad boy right here, the MR6. Let me just tell you a little bit about the bait. It's obviously a 6-foot diver. It has relatively flat sides on the bait, okay? That gives it its unique hunting action. It has more of a spoon bill of a bill, so this is not gonna be a great deflecting bait. You're not gonna wanna go throwing this into a brush pile, over a top brush pile, over a lay down. something like that. This bait is more so designed for your rocky environments and grass. Excellent bait in grass, coming over the tops of grass, okay? When I design this bait, castability is always a big deal with these smaller, flat-sided style crankbaits. A lot of them are really hard to cast. Great bait, but he's hard to cast. Not the MR6. It's a ½ ounce in weight, okay? So he got some weight to him, and we have a tungsten transfer system in there. So when you load that rod up and you go to fire him out, he's getting out there and in a hurry. So a very long casting bait. And man, we got all the great colors in this bad boy. 21 colors, 21 colors. So I don't care where you live, what the bait fish is, we got you covered right here. MR6, this is the first bait that I designed with Bill Lewis. And man, I've made a lot of money on this bait, and a lot of other guys have as well. It's just a great bait. We had to have this. And so here's that bait, the MR6, my first baby right here. All right, guys, so then the second bait that I came out with, again, this was something that I felt like we were just missing in the lineup, is a great deflecting square bill, okay, with a particular sound. And that's how we ended up with the SB57. This is the second bait that I designed. SB square bill, obviously, and then 57. From the line tie to the back hook hanger is 57 millimeters, and that's how we got the name for the bait. Now, this bait's pretty unique because it has a computer chip board as a bill, and it has a very unique coffin-shaped bill that's a little bit wider than the bait itself. That is why this bait is superior at deflecting, okay? Excellent deflecting bait. Rocks and wood, this is your guy, okay? Now, the other thing that I wanted that was hugely important for me, I didn't want to go crazy loud on the rattles, but I didn't want to be silent either. I wanted a soft knock is what I call it. And so when you shake this bait, you'll hear it. It has a very subtle knock to it. It's not super loud and it's not silent. It has a subtle knock, so kind of a happy median there. Comes stock with number 4 triple grips. I mean, it's right out the pack, ready to throw and catch bass. We got 12 colors in this bad boy, and this is my go-to square bill day in and day out that I throw. If you guys watch the vlogs ever, I catch a lot of bass on this 57. When I'm up shallow, especially when I'm cranking rock, and I need something that's gonna get down there and root around and deflect and come up and over stuff and go around, the action on this dude is second to none. And the creation of this bait has a honeycomb wall, okay, that this bait's made out of. What that does is the walls are thinner, but that honeycomb construction still gives it some strength. And that is why the action is so erratic and it hunts so hard. Really thin walls, that's where you get the action on this bait. And yeah, man, another one of my designs that I'm very proud of, man. And that's why I put my name on these baits, because I am proud of them and they absolutely catch fish. If you haven't tried them, you guys need to check them out, man. The SB57, excellent square bill crankbait. So last but not least, you know, we're growing this Bill Lewis line. We need hard baits for all situations. There's so many we don't have because Bill Lewis has always been the rattle trap company. And so we're kind of trying to grow away from that stigma, and we're creating quality tournament ready baits that guys can go into the stores, purchase off the shelf, and go win tournaments with. And I feel like that's the goal and that's what we're shooting for. And that brings me to my next creation. And that's this bad boy right here, okay? This is the MR12. So the first bait we talked about obviously is the MR6. This right here is like the big brother, so to speak, the MR12. Now it's a 12-foot diver, hence the name, mid-range 12-foot, but you can get this bait 15, 16 foot, 12-pound fluorocarbon in a very long cast, okay? Awesome bait right here. Now, let's talk about the features in the design. It has a unique bill to it. It's kind of starts out narrow and then the spoon bill kind of grows and gets a little bit bigger. And what this does is, this bait gets to depth very fast. And for me, that's hugely important because when you make that long cast and you're in 14 foot of water, the faster that bait gets down to 14 foot, the more likely you are to be in the strike zone where the bass are and get bit. And so that's why we went with this particular design on the bill. It too has that weight transfer system, so you can really bomb this bait out there. And then we got all the awesome colors, man. This one comes in 14 different colors. So all your shad patterns are gonna be covered, which is critical when we start talking about that 10-foot and deeper depth. The crawfish colors, we have them as well. Not nearly as important in a deeper diving bait, in my opinion. You do need some crawfish colors, and that's why we do have them, but all of your shad patterns, from stain water to your Gen Clear, we got you covered with the MR12. This is gonna be a post-spawn type of a deal most of the time. You can catch them pre-spawn as well, but post-spawn, they're getting done spawning. They're getting out on some of these middle resting places. They're not out on the ledges and the deep places just yet. They're kind of in between. And that's when a bait like this really plays. And again, man, just another bait that I'm really proud of. I attach my name to, and I love this bait. And I put a lot of TLC in all three of these creations, man. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It just dawned on me. I didn't take the time, or I've just been so busy fishing tournaments, I don't know, to kind of introduce these baits to you. So all of these baits are available at rattletrap.com. Of course, you can get them at Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's as well, and I'm sure a wide host of other retailers. But again, just a huge shout out to Bill Lewis, man. They've been rocking with me since day one, and it means a lot to me to have companies believe in me to allow me to build baits like this and other things. So just wanted to share that, man. Kind of an appreciation post, really. But those are my three babies. You guys check them out, please. It would mean a lot to me. You know, I think if you tie one on and you actually fish it, you'll immediately fall in love. And I think the fish will speak for themselves when they see them bad boys. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment below. If you've thrown any of these baits, drop a comment below. If you think they're trash, drop a comment below. I want to hear it. It don't matter. I got thick skin. I catch them on it, so it is what it is. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thank y'all. Peace.